So Donald Trump was on Fox News today, and he was talking about his tariffs with Canada and Mexico. And he was talking about how they gave him a 1 month reprieve, but he says come April 2nd, they're going to go on again no matter what. Now, they backed off automakers, they backed off everything that was already covered under the U.S. Mexico Canada agreement, which was effectively a renegotiated NAFTA that Donald Trump had signed himself, and since has been acting like he never signed it, didn't know what was in it, and thought it was the worst deal possibly made. Beyond that, he says that they're going to be putting in additional tariffs on lumber and dairy products coming from Canada, as well as the steel and aluminum that he had already talked about. Those tariffs are going to be coming up here shortly as well. Now, the lumber tariffs coming from Canada is going to be a bad thing because we get a lot of the lumber we use in construction from Canada. Remember during COVID how expensive 2x4s and other pieces of lumber got because Canada wasn't milling lumber. Adding tariffs to that is going to make it worse. Now, the type of lumber we typically like comes from north of the Canadian border because of their grow season, because it's colder, it doesn't grow as, it takes longer to grow, and it gets stronger by doing that. We could obviously use some of the lumber we have here, but part of that is covered by national forests and national parks, and they would have to cut into that. I don't think Donald Trump cares about conserving any of those things, and if he could make a buck by giving lumber rights to, or logging rights to any of his buddies that are also billionaires, he would gladly do that. But we're going to keep playing this back and forth game with tariffs. He's going to put them on. Stock market's going to go down. He's going to freak out. They're going to take them back off. While Canada and Mexico aren't really playing, they've already taken American liquor off the shelves in Canada and basically said it's not going back on. Next, they may be looking at cutting off power that we supply through the grid from Canada to the United States. Certain areas get their power from Canadian power plants. That may be getting cut off, as well as they've already put a tariff on it, an export tariff, and it's already more expensive. This could all lead to a recession, and Donald Trump himself hasn't ruled out the possibility of there being a recession this year. Now, Donald Trump oversaw the last recession, which was in 2020, at the end of his first term, because he mishandled COVID. Now, a lot of people want to give him a pass because of COVID, but if he would have handled it better, there wouldn't have been a recession.